Now, Luis Fernando Ramirez Aristeguieta, head coach for the men's USA national padel team. Thanks, Marcos. What are the main challenges in the US that the national padel team faces in creating a strong identity and more a bridge with the community and your supporters? And brands, for sure.
Thank you, Selena, for having us again, and happy to be here. From my experience, the national teams, and I think it happens in every sport, it's not just paddle, the national team is the biggest privilege and the biggest honor for any athlete to be on. It's what everyone wants. So the power of a national team as a product is extremely powerful, again, because you can create something that it's hard to create with other things in the industry, which is identity. When you create that identity and you see there are people that look like you that are in the national team, it creates hope, it creates more participation, and it creates a lot of ways to promote the sport that you are offering to the people around you. So we in the United States have used, and Marcos was a part of the national team, and then I am a part of the national team as the head coach. We have used the national team as a big promoter of the sport over there. And you're talking about states in the last question. In the World Championship last year, I had 8 players in the men's team, and we had players from 6 different states. That tells you on how spread out the sport is and how participants are trying to compete and get better in every single state, and it helps us from the United States Padel Association to reach farther, not just in better players, but in participation, because now the tour that we offer, or the calendar of tournaments, it's getting busier and busier and busier because there's more participants that want to have a chance to be a part of the national team. In terms of marketing and brands, I would say that the national team accounts for 70% of the income that the USPA makes through sponsorships. And that happens because brands want to be around not just the organization, but the players and the people and the values, like Marcos was saying, of the players that are there and the people that are participating. It has been tremendous help for us in order to grow and to actually have a structure that can help padel overall in the United States, and it's super powerful. I believe that national teams, like I said, in all sports, have the opportunity to transform, to grow, and to become the pillar of any federation or association. Yep.
So I think I'm understanding that also the link between the players of the team and the value of the brands, the values of the brands are very, very important, no? Because sometimes, in fact, in terms of sports sponsorship, my question is, but do you think that all the players of that team, and other sports, as football, for example, do you think that all the players of the team recognize themselves in the value of the brand, or not? But in this case, instead, you are
it's not necessarily, but it's a job that from the coaching staff, from the federation, you have to try to acknowledge the help that the brands are doing towards your players, because at the end we're interconnected and we work together. So that's part of me as an administrator to make them understand what a big support they're doing. And just to give you a brief example, out of my team, 2 years ago, no one was a true professional player because padel was extremely raw in the United States. Today, because of results, which are obviously part of the equation, as soon as you get more results, you start getting more support from the people. Now I have 4 players that are fully sponsored year-round playing professional padel, and that happens because the national team put them there.
Yeah.
They went to the World Championship, had good results, and that let them be a professional player and let them dream, which is a big in sports is the most important part. You need to be a little crazy to believe in your dream and to go achieve that dream, but you need the support, so it's important.
Because it's a little bit easier to, understand it in terms of individual relationship between a brand and just the champion or the player, no? Michael Jordan and Nike, it's an important case history in this case. Different is when we have a team.
Yes.
So, okay,
it's
nice.
like you said, paddle, it's a team sport. Even though it's played in participant,
exactly.
but it's a team sport. And in the national team, you play as a team. It's probably the only moment in the year that you actually become a unit of people. A unit of people that are pushing towards the same goal, towards the same ambitions, and towards the same dream. Again, I repeat on that. So brands, and that's why you see that many brands want to jump in that message that creates from being a team and from being a unity. And obviously the message, it's going to spread louder and bigger if you have the Michael Jordan, meaning the best guy of the team, but also the rest of them that are trying to put an effort. And like I told you, United States is big. I have participants from many different states, so maybe there is one that's good, and that's the best one, but he's from Texas. But then my number 6 guy is from Miami, so the brand is already connected to Miami and to Texas because of these 2 individuals. And there is a lot of activations that we do, exhibitions, pro-ams, and these different types of events to leverage on the players the impact that they can have to the brand and to the cities that they represent. They represent the country, but they also represent their city, so it's a combination.
Thanks so much for your witness. It's very important for us to understand exactly how is the interaction between, in this case, a team, and how manage it, and the brands, but also the community.